Callaloo is considered Trinidad's national dish, a statement quite debatable since our twin island republic boasts a wide range of scrumptious dishes. It's not a soup, but a side dish. A typical Sunday lunch in my beloved country consists of callaloo served over white rice with stewed or baked chicken, a piece of macaroni pie, a side of boiled ground provision, dumplings, or maybe some potato salad too. This is Caribbean soul food at its best. Each cook or household has their own version, and today I'm sharing mine with you. The first thing we're going to do is to cut off the tip of the leaves because it's known to cause itchiness and burning. If you're allergic to the calcium oxalate that causes the itchiness and burning, it is recommended that you use gloves or you may oil your fingers before starting this process. When I was a young girl several decades ago, I do recall that the stems were peeled in this fashion and broken apart with your fingers. It's also rumored that many people don't use the stems in their callaloo, but I find it very tragic to discard all that nutrition in those stems. Nowadays, the stems are not peeled and they're not broken apart individually. Next up, we're going to wash the leaves. Fill a large bowl or container with cold water and submerge and swish the leaves around. If you can still see dirt in the bottom of the bowl, empty it, refill it, and wash the leaves again. Repeat this process until the water is nice and clean. Cut off the thick stems from the base of the leaves. Now we're going to finely chop the stems and the leaves. This helps to expedite the cooking process and makes swizzling so much easier. To prepare the okra, you rinse it, drain it, cut off the stem and slice it into thin pieces. According to the history books, the world's most beautiful woman, Cleopatra of Egypt and Yang Guifei of China, loved to eat okra because it's so good for the skin, which is why I add a ton in my callaloo. I do recall an old wives' tale from back in the days when I was a child that warned that a young girl or an unwed woman should not cut a pumpkin because it will eliminate her chances of having a boy child. Well, I did cut the pumpkin and I didn't listen, and as a result, I have 2 girls. How true it is, I'll never know. Also chop or grate 1 medium carrot. Chop 3 to 4 pimento peppers. You could eliminate this if you can't find it. Make fresh coconut milk using 1 dried coconut or 14 ounces of freshly grated coconut and 4 cups of water, or use 1 can of coconut cream. Next, I will cut off the ends of the crab and I will scrub it to remove any dirt. You can certainly eliminate the crab or meat to make this a vegetarian or vegan dish, But if you're using chicken, preferably you could use the neck, back, or feet. You can also use beef, smoked turkey, shrimp, which can be added towards the end so you don't overcook it, or prepared salted meat, that is meat like pigtail, salted pigtail, which have been rinsed and cooked until it's tender. Now that all the prep work is done, let's start cooking. In a stock pot over low heat, add 1 tablespoon olive oil. And if ITIL is vital to you and you're making this vegan, vegetarian, and ITIL, you could eliminate the olive oil. Next, we're going to add the pumpkin, the ochros, the carrot, celery, onions, scallions, pimento peppers. Now add about 3 tablespoons of green seasoning and a head of minced garlic, less if you don't like garlic, more if you love garlic, and the seafood or meat if you're using. Next up, you add chopped Dasheen leaves and the stems, or spinach if you're using, the thyme and the hot pepper. Pour in coconut milk, season with salt and freshly ground pepper. Cover, bring it to a boil, and then let it simmer over low heat for 60 to 90 minutes or until all the ingredients are cooked and tender, stirring every 10 to 15 minutes to mix and ensure that it's not sticking to the bottom of the pot. While that's cooking, it's a good time to start cooking your stewed chicken. Always let the water from the cover drain back into the pot. Always check to ensure that there's still liquid in the pot and it's not burning. Taste for salt at this point and add a little more if required. After about an hour, when everything is tender, remove the habanero peppers, being careful not to burst it, and the crabs or meat if you're using, and swizzle using a swizzle stick, also called a dalgutni in Trinidad, to break up the chunks. You may also use a food processor or blender or hand immersion blender for a finer, smoother consistency. All that said and done, I do like a little texture to my callaloo. Let me know in the comment box below whether you like your callaloo thick or thin or smooth or with a little texture. Return the crab back to the pot if you're using, and let's get ready to eat.